Okay, for the book. Okay, for the book, there's these men that I saw all together. I try to work with them, and because I love them all, but they're doing some things that are not the best for America. It doesn't have anything with my subjective ideas or my objective ideas. It's by fact. And I saw a picture of them, and I hate to put Elon Musk in, but they put, because I love him very much, and they put his picture in. The picture was Elon Musk, Bezos, and it was Mark Zuckerman, and it was Gates. They were all together. You know what I mean? And so they control. So what they were trying to say, they control everything, and then they had them eating McDonald's food. And so we have to ask ourselves: are they really using body parts to make McDonald's food? Number one, that's the first most important thing. That's pagan. That's a pagan life. To eat the flesh of other people, those are pagan and demonic, actually, practices. To use human flesh for humans to eat, and also to use human flesh for food. And also, it goes down, it triples down in every way. Remember I said, I talked about this before, is that the way you treat humans in the flesh and in the humans, even beginning, and when the child is in the womb of the mother, that the way you treat the womb of the mother and the baby reflects on all the entities of sciences of life that the human is related to. Do you know what I mean? So, and these what all these men do. They control all the controls of America and the world, parts of the world. And so, what I'm saying here is that that the way they treat humans reflects how they think and their work, what they do. And so it needs to be assessed, and we can't turn ahead to it, and we have to continue to make them aware that they're wrong, even though they might think it's better. You know what I mean? So for example, as I told you, so the first thing is for me is to look at the way they treat the body of the mother in the abortion issue, because that's the seed of life. We have the highest, and I talked about this before, we have the highest abortion rate. We're the most domesticized country in the world. There's three top countries that have high abortion: China and Russia, and then America. China's first, then Russia, then ourselves. But China might be changing because they want to have increase their population now. But this is the big sin, and that's what I told you before. I believe the way they treat the people, the seed of life, reflects on how all things, all entities of life, entities, and I use that word because they are just entities, sciences of the food. Be very careful, because they got many car accidents. Okay, be careful when you get there. From here, something told me to tell you right away. Right now, here, Anton, to here, be very, very careful, because I don't want you to get in a car accident. That's why Jesus told me I couldn't drive some of the cars. So here we go. I want to tell you that this is what I believe. It all comes together. But so we need not to make foods that people eat out of human flesh. Then they try to distort even creatures and the foods that we give to each other that we eat. They even try to distort that. For example, the food, they want to make synthetic vegetables, synthetic beef. That is distorting, really, and changing and killing the real essence of life. And so that's the same thing they do with the abortion. They abort all the people, the children. They want to abort the people, and then they want to make us as robots, and they want to replace with robots to do the work, and then they want to make us a control, like a robotic figure. Do you understand, sweethearts? So it all trickles down, and then the food. So Gates makes the synthetic He wants to make synthetic peeled vegetables and synthetic beef. And then my beautiful friend Bezos, I was shocked off my gluteus maximus. I always loved him, and I still do. He is making synthetic fish. Okay, this is very, very bad. And that's the same thing. It's taking the real essence of life that God created. Do you understand? So it's not my subjective idea or my objective. It's taking the real first substance of being, it's called, and making a secondary being, which is ungenerated. It needs generation. It needs energy to exist. So it takes, in the long run, more energy to even exist, and it costs more money. So they're really making less money if they're thinking about money. And then I'm not trying to point fingers. I'm just saying what they're doing. Do you get it? I'm saying the facts here. And so also, going back to the computer system, the Microsoft and everything, they control all our computer systems. With now Mark Zuckerman, he tries to control everything with the computer systems of all Facebook and everything else, and he tries to use his metaverse, he calls it, which hasn't kicked off so well, and I love him too. And he, by the way, he's married to Chinese, and I told you this before, that when Biden was in, they sold information to China and controlled the vote. And I was right. I wrote it down. I didn't have any facts. And I'm not trying to get points, but I am here as an interviewer for a job, because I want to work for you more. I already work for you now, but I want to work for you more. So I'm telling you facts of my resume, because it's not so visible. You know what I mean? Because I work for myself. But I was right that they sold and controlled the votes in the Facebook, and they also try to control the minds of the people through the computer systems. Are you with me? And they see all our emails, they see everything in the micro word, Microsoft, all that, in the Facebook they control, and the robotic controls. And then you got our beautiful Gates over there on the side, which he can make things so beautiful, and but he's made things to destroy of death, and he wants deglobalization, and all those people put together have deglobalization of life. Not only deglobalization of like a member's body, the whole physical body, but deglobalization of the authentic being, to control and replace human authentic purpose and reason of own humanity, to control their thoughts, to control their body, control their future, their present, past, and future, and legacy. And it's a very, very bad thing. It needs to be protected. And then there's this other guy that I love very much too, Elon Musk. And I could say a lot of things, but he did do a good job, and I asked him to do a good job. So I don't at this point in this chapter, I'm not going to put anything in about him, because he did. I asked him to check all the offices in America, because we had so much fraud, and he did. He listened. I worked many, many months to get in touch with him. I talked to so many Elon Musk. I'm not sure which one it was, but they took my books and used all my ideas, but they took my computer right before Elon Musk got in and RFK. And yesterday I tried to make a TikTok. They wouldn't let me get in because they don't want, for some reason, they want to block me, to TikTok, because I had a lot of young followers, because in a lot of ways I'm cool to the young followers, because I know I do a lot of fun things, I'm different. But I'm telling you that I'm not going to say anything about Elon right now. You know why? Because he saved our gluteus maximus, and a lot of money he saved. And Jesus, guess what? I said it right there. I said if he did it, if he followed through on this, Jesus was going to give him more money than he has. And he's the richest guy today, correct? Today's October the 13th. 1 and 3 equals 4. And I'm number 4. Because I'm number 1 in Jesus. I'm the president for Jesus Christ. And then also, I'm number 4. I'm the 4th little child. Like Santa, like when the children's pray to Mary, because I've had visions. So here we go. They had an apparition. I also had apparitions before. So there we go. I was right. I told Elon Musk was going to get more money, okay, if he did that for me in God and our whole America, if he would check the offices. So I'm not going to talk anything bad, even though there's some things that he did cross the line. But Jesus told me this is all he has, and we have to work with these people. That's what he told me. This is all I have, child. You have to understand, they're not perfect. This is a true story, and I was right. I was right. So Mr. Gates, I love you very much. Mr. Gates, be careful, because I don't know how long Jesus is going to last out to you. Are you with me, Mr. Gates? I love you. I don't know why I can't be your assistant. And Peter Thiel, let's do it. Come on, Peter Thiel. Come on, brother. You have such a beautiful profile. You don't want to mar your face. You're so handsome. Jesus wants us to work together. Come on, let's do it. And you are. You're supporting J.D. Vance. I know. You chose him to be vice president. You're the boss. By the way, maybe I could be his vice president when he's president. So let's get together. Let's work together. See the best. Because now you guys all have a greater enemy. And who is that? That's ISIS. That's Iran. The Spirit of the Lord told me in my books that there was going to be a greater enemy against you if you don't get yourself. There is. He already knew. So he knew what they were doing with Hamas. Because I didn't know all the details. He told me there's a greater enemy that's going to go try to get above them. You know what I mean? Let's do it. Are you with me? Are you with me? Come on. Peter Thiel, I love you very much. I'm just talking like we're friends, brothers and sisters. Come on. Okay, let's do it. So we're coming together now, and we're going to love each other, and we're going to make these things right. Because you still have that enemy. That enemy is, they might hide. And you still have Iran. And in Russia, it's not all perfect. You don't know what they want to do. He has other things in his pocket. And remember, there's offices set up everywhere in our country. Different enemies, they're set up in our country. We have to always protect the borders. You can't let down. Every single country has to protect the borders. That's my work. That's my idea that J.D. Vance said. You're all responsible. You're all responsible for your borders. That's why Jesus had to go to that hotel in Napa. Everything there. He wanted me to show firsthand. So it's way down deep in my soul what was happening. So this is it. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. That's the chapter on that. We're going to get going here. And so that's the chapter on that. So be careful.